Hello and welcome to Never Seen It, a podcast where we watch movies we've never seen and then talk about them. I'm one of your hosts, Betsy, and with me as always is Trent.
Hi, I'm Trent.
You're my husband.
Yep, you're my wife.
Fact. So we're moving away from the smutty movies.
Far, far away.
Far away to the next logical transition to the 1989 Americana classic, Field of Dreams.
We couldn't pick a more wholesome movie, Betsy.
From where we just came from, anything would be wholesome.
Yeah.
So yes, I have seen this movie, but Trent, you have not.
I never have, and I don't know why. Like
Don't have
just,
a reason.
It's not like I hate baseball or hate Kevin Costner
Or Iowa.
or corn or whatever. I'm from this part of the country.
Uh-huh.
And always have been, so I don't know why my family never watched this movie.
Interesting. Okay.
That's not to say that, I've ever had anything against it, but I've never had occasion to just sit down and watch Field of Dreams.
Fair enough.
So
this is obviously a pretty iconic movie after 30 years.
Sure.
A lot of people love this movie. Dads in particular love this movie.
Yeah.
We're watching another dad movie. Everyone's dad loves Field of Dreams, especially if you're from the Midwest.
Sure.
Especially if you love baseball.
Mm-hmm.
So, apart from those things, what do you know about this movie?
So I know quite a few people who are in it.
Okay.
But the beats of the plot, I don't have a clue.
So who do you know who's in it?
So we already mentioned Kevin Costner.
Yes.
Ray Liotta.
Yes.
James Earl Jones.
Yes.
That's about it. I think I had something else, but that's all I can remember.
I feel like I haven't watched this in a while, but I think those are all the names that you are gonna know.
Sure.
There might be some other faces you've seen and things, but
Right.
probably
It's 89.
not
So and it's in 89 you're gonna have maybe some actors that are maybe a little young that I might recognize, but
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kevin Costner as an actor is not a person that I have a whole lot of history with.
Okay.
The movies I've seen from Kevin Costner, we could do an entire Costner-a-thon because I've seen very few. I've seen my favorite one is 13 Days. By far is my favorite Kevin Costner movie. Mm-hmm. It's about the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Yep.
And he is the chief of staff of Kennedy, I believe.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's just great in that movie. He has a bad Boston accent, but that's about it.
Right.
What else?
Well, there's one thing that people like to say about Kevin Costner. It's that he does two things well, and that's baseball movies and westerns. So I know you've watched Hatfields and McCoys.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so we watched that.
I've seen Dances with Wolves.
Okay.
But I haven't seen that since it was almost new.
Yeah, you don't really remember it.
Right, and the reason why I saw that is, hey, it was filmed mainly where we live.
Right. Kevin Costner, since Dances with Wolves, has spent a great deal of time in the state of South Dakota.
Right. If you're unaware, out in Deadwood, South Dakota, the place that the TV show was based off of, by the way, he has his own casino out there. Mm-hmm. He owns a lot of land here.
Yeah, he is a frequent Black Hills visitor.
Yeah.
But okay, going back to this movie.
Yeah.
Do you know any quotes?
I mean, I know the one. If you build it, they will come.
Okay.
And I believe, is that not until the end of the movie?
I don't know, Trent, is it?
Or is that that sounds like something that should be at the beginning.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Do you know how it has to do with baseball?
Is this Depression era America?
No.
Is it present day?
For 1989. I'll give you that.
Okay.
Yes, it's present day.
Okay. But don't they bring back I think, was it Ray Liotta plays Shoeless Joe Jackson?
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And he wasn't from that era, was he? I honestly don't know. I'm not up on my baseball history.
Okay.
Old players, I know the names, but I don't know what era they played in, what teams they played for, what positions they played.
So what you're telling me is you know an alarmingly small amount about Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
Well, all right then.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stop there.
All right.
And we're going to go watch this, and your questions will be answered, and we're going to watch Field of Dreams and be right back. back. So, Trent, Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams.
What did you think?
That was enjoyable.
You liked it?
I did, yeah. I can see why this is very much a Americana classic. It's a whole lot of romanticizing baseball.
Oh yes, this whole movie is a romance, but the romantic love interest is baseball.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Sometimes to the point of almost going too far, but also if you like baseball or have ever been to a baseball game or have heard of baseball and can buy into baseball.
Yeah.
Like, I felt myself, like, I just have this, like, little smile on my face.
Yeah.
Thinking about when I was a kid and going to baseball games and watching baseball with my dad and throwing the ball around with my brothers.
And you've got a lot more connection to baseball than I do.
Yeah.
And, like, you used to work at a ballpark, our
did.
local ballpark here.
I did.
You know, you grew up with 4 brothers. You know, I don't know if they actually played any, but
I mean, like, as kids, yeah. Little league.
You're gonna play a little bit. Like, my only connection to baseball was, you know, during gym class, I think in middle school. Probably middle school. There was, like, I've never been any kind of athlete at all. I never played any kind of sports. I wasn't involved in anything. I was one of those kids.
Right.
But it was some gym class. We were out playing baseball, and I remember, like, going up to bat, and, like, nobody's giving me any kind of, you know, encouragement or anything like that. But I got up to bat and I smoked it. like it would have been a home run for the type of field that we were on.
Yeah.
And, like, I could hear, like, other kids in the background, like, basically saying holy shit without saying holy shit.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I belted that thing.
Yeah.
And yeah.
That was your crowning athletic moment.
That was my one accomplishment in the sport, if you want to call it that.
But that's the thing, you remember it.
I do.
Yeah,
I do.
And you're proud of that little moment that you had. And yeah, that's just kind of how people are about baseball. It is an American sport. It has translated to other countries, but, you know, like American football hasn't taken on anywhere else in the world. Baseball has.
Right. Baseball has been adopted in the Caribbean islands.
Yes.
Japan.
Very big in Japan.
And I think, does Germany play baseball? I don't
know.
I don't know if any Europeans are into baseball.
But yeah, it is the American sport.
Yeah.
And this is as American a place. It's Iowa.
Yeah, middle of the country, Iowa City.
Yeah.
Of all things, Iowa City is in, I believe, the northeastern corner.
Yes, this is very eastern Iowa, and this is a real place that is still there.
Yes.
So for the listeners who were paying attention, at the beginning of the summer, they actually had a Major League Baseball game This year. At this field.
Yeah.
And have you watched the clip from that?
I haven't. No.
I
want to.
I'm going to request now that you've seen this movie that after we finish here, you go watch it, because I think it will hit you in the feels. You can't help yourself.
I was paying attention to when it happened. I didn't see any kind of clips or shots or anything of it. But the people who like this movie and the people who like baseball loved it.
Yes.
Because it was one of these, like, spontaneous, spur-of-the-moment things that wasn't... I don't think people knew it was going to happen.
I don't think they knew Kevin Costner would be there.
I don't know. Yeah, that's news to me, too.
Yes, Kevin Costner's there. There's like a whole opening sequence for the game.
I will have to go and watch this.
And if you liked this movie, yeah, you're going to like this. And then they just went about playing baseball.
Yeah, they just played the game.
Yeah.
You know...
But yeah,
MLB players just showing up in the middle of nowhere, Iowa, to play a game.
So I kind of cut you off in the intro because clearly you had no idea what we were about to watch.
Sure.
Were you very surprised by what this ended up being?
No, because I know that the building was going to be a ball field. I knew he was a farmer of some kind. And it was going to be in the... I mentioned corn in the beginning.
Yep.
I knew it was going to be, like, them going into the cornfield. I was aware of that.
But the mixing of contemporary and historical figures...
I mean, Shoeless Joe Jackson, I knew was a historical baseball player.
Yes.
Certainly not contemporary to 1989.
No.
So I didn't know what role James Earl Jones was going to play.
Mm-hmm.
I knew somehow he was going to be going into the corn or coming out of the corn.
Yep.
I didn't know there was going to be a mystery.
I mean, there's kind of a mystery.
James Earl Jones and Kevin Costner are the most unlikely mystery hunters of all time.
There's got to be more to this story. We're missing something.
Going to some shitty motel.
It's the 1989 version of podcasting. Those two.
It's the real crime.
Yes. Yeah. Except they're looking for the sweet doctor from small town Minnesota and trying to understand why he's
That's
important.
Burt Lancaster, by the way.
Yes, I know. I know.
All right.
Yes. Burt Lancaster is one of those actors, I know the name. And,
me too.
And I know that for him to be in this movie was a big deal for the time because, he was a huge star. Yeah. He won Academy Awards in the 50s, 60s, he was a big deal.
Okay.
And this was kind of the twilight of his career.
Very much so. Dude looked old.
Yes. And he died not long after this. He died within a few years of making this movie.
I'm sure.
I don't know a lot about Burt Lancaster, but I know it was a big deal he was in here.
Okay.
So anyway, let's just go to the beginning. So we kind of have this everyman character.
Yeah.
So
he
Ray
starts off, with his narration saying, back when I was a kid and blah, blah, blah. And baseball,
talking about his
my dad, my pappy, that whole thing.
I like that you just made him Southern.
My pappy. He was kind of all over the place, though. He said his father...
His father was born in North Dakota.
Yeah, father was born in North Dakota.
Went to the World War.
Yep, went to war, moved back to Chicago, and started liking baseball. He was a White Sox fan.
Yeah, so he was there during the era that the White Sox were really, really the team, and they won the World Series. And they touch on the Black Sox scandal.
Yeah, the controversy.
Do you know about that?
I have heard of it. I have heard of it, yes.
So this wasn't like... They did explain it pretty well throughout this.
I think so, yeah.
But yeah, basically, he loved the White Sox, and it broke his heart when they lost. And then he found out that they had thrown the game, and it broke his heart again. Then his dad moved to New York, and they met his mom. He met his mom. They had him, and his mom died.
Yeah.
So it was basically just the two of them in the 50s and the 60s. And they didn't really get along. And he's growing up
they did to a point, all kids rebel when they're teenagers.
Right.
It's just going to happen.
Well, yeah.
But
especially in the 60s.
Right, exactly. And the thing I didn't know that there was going to be some kind of connection to, this connection to the 60s.
Yeah.
But so this guy just continues on with his narration of his life. He goes off to Berkeley.
Yeah.
In the late 60s during all the protests and Summer of Love and all that stuff. And he goes to Berkeley. That's like epicenter of that shit.
Yes.
So he comes back as this hippie, and before he even leaves, he tells off his old man.
Yeah.
Essentially, saying
tells him off and moves across the country.
Yeah, and becomes something completely different.
I don't want to be you. I don't want your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I think a lot of people were
from?
doing in the 1960s.
Sure. And it's a lot of you're kind of seeing it these days a lot. You got a lot of people coming from the 1950s, very prim and proper and button up kind of a thing. Then you get into the 60s and 70s and everything just is not that.
No.
It is...
Culture exploded.
Yeah, a complete 180 to what America was. And there was a huge backlash.
Yes.
To a lot of it, because these old fucks were still around, and they rejected a lot of what their kids were doing. If he had survived, he probably would have, questioned a lot of what he was doing. But we're going off topic here. So
yes, his dad dies.
Yeah.
He meets his wife.
Who was from Iowa.
Yep, she was from Iowa, so they moved to Iowa, and she convinces him at the ripe old age of 36 to buy a farm and become a farmer.
Betsy, that's how old we are.
Right. Who does that?
Yeah, who does that at 36 with how old is his kid? Like 3 or 4?
Oh, she's older than that. She's probably like 5 or 6.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, so he said he never forgave his father for getting old. Mm-hmm. He's already kind of old the way it is. So I think which I guess, didn't his dad kind of have him when he was about that age?
I think so, yeah. He basically says his dad was already old before he was born.
Right.
So they didn't have a lot in common, and it just made it harder.
He never saw him when he was a younger man.
Nope.
Yeah.
He was not young.
Yeah, and that's kind of like me. I mean, my folks were 37, 38.
By the time you were aware of your parents,
born,
yeah.
Right, they were already, getting to be middle-aged. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, I mean, I can relate to something like this. I mean, thankfully, I have a good relationship with my folks. But you know what? They are older.
Yes.
It is what it is. So... But yeah, the whole idea of you're 36 and you buy a farm in the late 80s. Why are you getting into that business, dude?
I don't know. I don't think it really matters, except for it's a plot point.
Sure, it's a plot point to set up the fact that he has a farm and has land to make a field, to make a ball field on.
And maybe it's just the thing where he doesn't know what he wants to do because he kind of just... was rebelling against his dad and went to California, and they never actually say like what he did for a living before they moved to Iowa.
That was my big question I was going to ask you. Like, I don't think they said what he did between he was 36 and has a family and when he got out of Berkeley.
Yeah. Yeah, so we find him in the middle of his life in a field, and he hears a voice.
Oh God, this voice is annoying.
So yeah, you were very, very close. I think it's that thing where it's like, Luke, I am your father, where people think it's they, but it's, if you build it, he will come.
Yeah, and only he hears it.
Right.
And he's out in his cornfield, I guess, looking at his crops or for whatever reason at night.
I put this about June, based on the way the corn is. June or July.
Yeah. Betsy knows. Betsy grew up on a farm.
I've seen corn enough in my life.
Yeah, you're right.
It wasn't tasseled. That means it's earlier summer.
Yeah. So he hears this and he goes to his wife and says, I'm hearing stuff.
Yeah. And I like that her reaction is kind of nonplussed. She's like, a voice? What did it say? Build what? Who will come?
Yeah.
What?
Build what for who?
Yeah. And she just kind of goes along with it. And he doesn't really know what it means. So he kind of brushes it off. But I love that the next morning his daughter's watching Harvey, which is another movie you haven't seen. But of course, this section of the movie, there's a couple of like notes scattered in about other things that are crazy. But everybody in the movie Harvey thinks Jimmy Stewart is crazy because he sees a rabbit and none of them can.
Yep.
So that's the tie-in to this, is he hears a voice nobody else hears.
Yep.
And it's telling him to do things.
Yeah.
Most people think that's insane.
It is insane.
And then he goes to, the farm store.
Yeah.
And he's asking the guy, I've heard farmers sometimes hear things in the field.
He's talking to one of the good old boy farmers who's been doing it for probably 40 years.
Forever.
Yeah. I've heard that sometimes when you're out in the field, you start to hear voices. That ever happened to you? No?
Voices? Who's hearing voices? Ray, he's hearing voices.
No, I'm not hearing voices. I heard noises.
And did you hear the song that was playing?
No.
It was Crazy by Patsy Cline. Just a little touch.
Okay, so before we get into more here, the soundtrack was amazing.
Like the eerie sort of mood music.
It's not only that, but like even the licensed songs
of
them like driving around in their fucking bus.
60s music.
It's 60s music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heading down the highway looking for adventure.
Right. Yeah, so he goes off and gets some supplies, I guess, from the Fleet and Farm store.
Whatever farm. It was a local place.
Very much a local place. I've been in places like that. That's real. That's 100% real. You can't fake
this
that.
is Iowa, guys.
Yeah, that's all real.
Yep.
So
So yeah, he goes out in the field again and he hears the voice again. And this time he has a vision. So he can see on the horizon a baseball diamond.
Yeah, a superimposed baseball diamond with the lights.
Yep.
Basically in his front yard.
Yes, so he sees a baseball diamond, and then he has a vision of Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Right.
And, of course, Shoeless Joe was one of the players involved in the Black Sox scandal. And he and the other 7 players were all suspended from baseball for life. Yep. They were not allowed to play professional baseball ever again.
As they should have.
Yes. And the story goes that they all threw the game, so they all played poorly. But, of course, Shoeless Joe was involved but not involved.
Yeah, they said that he took the money, but he still played well.
Yeah, so he basically did not throw the game. He took their money and he played like he always played. I don't know how much of this is accurate. I'd have to look into this.
Who cares? It's for the movie.
Right, if that's the interpretation of how it went down. But I've heard this before. So there's a movie from the 80s called 8 Men Out. Okay. And it's kind of the same thing where the other 7 guys are the ones plotting everything and Joe is sort of guilty by association.
Sure.
So I think there's probably something to this that he was implicated but didn't actually do anything wrong.
Yeah, he wasn't involved, but he was adjacent to it.
He was by proxy.
Totally.
Yeah.
And at that point, we're not going to get into defending or prosecuting that whole thing here.
Something that happened 100 years ago.
Exactly. So he basically takes this information and goes to bed with it. And Betsy, I know you know me, but when I get something in my head, I don't let it go.
Correct. Once you've decided something in your brain, you think about it until you do it.
Total vibes from that whole scene of them in bed. It's like, I got to tell you something. I think this is what I got to do.
I have to build a baseball diamond.
Am I crazy?
And of course she says he's crazy.
Yes, you are crazy. But you know what? Yeah. You are my husband, and I'm going to support you come what may.
Yeah, if you feel like deep down, if you really feel like you have to do this, then okay, I guess we're doing this.
Right.
And he plows down his field and
the entire fucking farming neighborhood shows up in their Cutlass Supremes and watches him while he's plowing up his most profitable crop right in front of his house.
Yeah.
And is just flabbergasted by what he's doing.
In the middle of the season.
Right.
That corn is not ready to be harvested.
Correct, yeah.
So he's just, screw it.
Yeah, I need to do this now. I can't wait till after harvest. I need to do it now because it's going to drive me even more crazy if I wait till October.
Yeah, so they do it. They dip into their life savings. They spend a lot of money. They build this beautiful baseball diamond. It's well done for a guy.
Very good
for a guy who doesn't know a damn thing about building a baseball field.
I mean, he figured out farming. He can probably figure out a baseball field.
I suppose in the 80s you couldn't Google it though. So.
Right.
Who does one consult? Books. Who does one consult when one wants to build a baseball diamond?
You know, Betsy, there's a thing called a library, and there are books that are bound.
Who can help you find
with
these
information?
Books? Who can help you find the information?
Librarians.
There's a person for that?
Yeah. Look in the card catalog, Betsy.
Oh. Fascinating stuff.
Yes.
So yeah, he does it. And he says, okay, I did it. And now we wait. And nothing happens.
And nothing happens because you can see the seasons change. There's snow on the ground.
Christmas comes and goes.
And then it's not till the spring. Because that's when baseball starts.
Oh, the summer. Because they have a game or something on TV and they talk about the summer. He's having a rough summer.
Oh, okay. Because there's crops out there already. Okay, fine.
And the corn is tasseled, Trent.
Yes.
So yes, it's now the middle of summer. His little, they're having financial woes because they didn't have as big a crop last year and they spent all their money on a baseball diamond.
And they're not going to have a good crop this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they're having a tough conversation and their daughter's trying to get their attention. And she finally says, "There's a man on your lawn." And it's Shoeless Joe Jackson, played by Ray Liotta.
I had that right.
This is probably the most subdued I've ever seen Ray Liotta in his career.
Yeah. Ray Liotta plays psychopaths a lot.
Yeah, this is what, 2 years before Goodfellas?
Goodfellas, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah, 91, I think that came out. Mm-hmm. Man.
It's funny how they all, when he shows up in particular, he's confused, but also not.
He's comfortable with where he is. He doesn't have to try to interpret what's happening, but he knows where he is and what he can do there.
He shows up in his uniform with a glove.
Yeah. It's like, okay, I know what this is.
Yeah. And they play a game. Kevin Costner comes out of the house, throws him, hits him a couple of balls. Mm-hmm. The first one failing spectacularly. I don't know, if you've not done that, if you've not been a person who throw the ball up, hit the ball, you're going to be bad at that.
Yeah.
It's not a difficult skill, but it's not an easy skill.
You know what's something that is a very, very simple thing that I've never, ever been able to do on a consistent basis?
What's that?
Throw up a tennis ball straight up.
Just straight up in the air.
I cannot toss a tennis ball straight up. I just can't.
Interesting.
It goes all over the place. Again, I've mentioned this. I'm not athletically inclined. But you know what I can do? I can serve the shit out of a badminton thing.
A sport for the modern era.
Badminton. That was the only thing I excelled in when I was in school.
Shuttlecock.
A shuttlecock is the only thing I've been actually good at. All those millionaire badminton players that you hear about on the news, all the times ESPN is showing badminton all the time. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. Anyway,
back to the movie.
So yeah, he hits the ball out to him, and he's an outfielder, so Shoeless Joe catches the ball a while, and then he runs in, and then he basically gives this speech about the romance of baseball.
Oh yeah, it was just dripping with the romance.
I wake up with the smell in my nose, and
this is after he got kicked out.
Yeah, and I feel it in my fingers, and I feel it in my toes. Talking about a piece of you that's literally gone and has been gone for a long time.
Right,
he talks about
he talks about it was it was like something got amputated off of me. Like some people who lost their legs, they still reach down because they have an itch down there, that phantom itch.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how he felt about being kicked out.
It's a good description of it. It's a good metaphor.
It's a good description for any time you are removed from something that you didn't want to be removed from.
Right. Especially something that you just are in. You live it. From day to day.
Yeah, you eat it, you sleep it, you breathe it.
Yep.
But yeah, this is one of a few speeches in this movie where it's just baseball. Yeah. Remember how you love baseball?
Did Ken Burns direct this?
He did a documentary about baseball.
Yeah.
He
loves baseball.
I haven't watched it.
Nor have I.
I'd be willing to bet it's like
that
this
entire
on steroids.
thing is just this. Yeah, exactly. To the nth degree.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, he kind of hangs out for a little bit and then says, there were 8 of us. Can I bring some friends?
Right.
So basically implying he's going to get the rest of the team players that were kicked out, and they're going to play on the field. And they do. They show up and they're playing, and it's while they're having like a family dinner. So his wife's mom is there. Her brother is there with his wife. Oh. And they're talking about how you need to sell me the farm because me and my partners, me and my nondescript business.
Yeah.
I can make you a deal on this
farm.
farm.
We work at the bank.
Yeah.
The bank in Iowa. The Bank of Iowa.
Me and my partners, we will buy this farm. We were going to get you a deal so that you won't lose the farm. You won't lose the farm.
Yeah.
And they say, oh, excuse me, the game's on. I got to go watch the game.
Yeah. And it's the daughter who comes in and says, yeah, the game's on.
Yep.
And he thinks that he's going to go off and watch TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when he finds him outside, her brother and the rest of the family can't see the baseball players. Mm-hmm. Because in this type of movie, you have to believe, Trent.
What?
You have to believe. If you are not a believer, you will not see it. Which is why so many people are like, what are you talking about?
That's
You're
right.
crazy.
Uh-huh.
Also like the movie Harvey, but that's okay. We'll get to that one eventually.
Also, angels in the outfield. You can't see the angels if you don't believe.
Yeah. And it's not until you believe another love letter.
Fantastic movie about baseball.
Right. That's the thing. Damn baseball movies. There were a lot of them in the early 90s. Holy shit. Now that I'm sitting here thinking about it.
Oh, yeah.
Late 80s, early 90s, there were a ton of baseball movies.
I imagine this probably inspired a lot of people.
Probably. Yeah. People our age became baseball players.
Oh, yeah.
Because of these movies. So, yeah, they have some fun, they leave, and the voice is back. So this time, the voice says, ease his pain. Yeah. Ease his pain, which is, again, very vague. Yep. We don't know what this means. And they have to go to a PTA meeting where he figures it out.
He says, the voice is back. Well, what? And she says, well, what the hell does a voice want this time? Right. Ease his pain. Ease what pain? Ease whose pain? What the hell? We're late for the PTA meeting. We gotta go.
This voice is starting to piss me off.
Yeah. Which I can understand, because I would be as upset as she is and he is. Mm-hmm. It's like this vague fucking voice.
Like, I was right the first time, so I'm probably right about this.
Right.
But what the fuck? What do you want from me?
What do you mean, ease his pain? Ease whose pain? Yeah, exactly. So they go to the PTA meeting, which is, I think, the best scene in the entire movie.
Because you remember, she was from the 60s.
Both of them.
But particularly his wife.
Sure. Like, she was very much the flower child of the group.
Mm-hmm.
But she's from Iowa, so she knows these people, and like me, doesn't really identify with a lot of let's say the politics.
Right.
The beliefs and politics of the people that you grew up around.
They're having a meeting about banning books.
Right.
Banning books because they're smutty and pornographic and full of curse words, and they rot your mind.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they all believe is in these books.
Right. And it's the same shit that is happening now.
Yeah.
Like, people get on fucking Facebook groups and find out, oh, this thing happened over here. Well, I need to implement that over here, so I'm going to go to my town hall meeting and be a crazy person.
Yeah. But we get some satisfaction in this one.
Oh, it's
because
great.
His wife calls the woman a Nazi cow.
A Nazi cow.
And basically starts screaming about the Bill of Rights and freedom in America.
Yeah. She starts spouting some truth to all the people in there. Saying everybody raises their hand. It's like, and she comes out just smug and satisfied.
Yeah.
As you should.
Just like the 60s. It's just like the 60s.
We did it again. Bringing the 60s back.
Punching the air. She gets jacked.
Oh, yeah. She's got huge Holly Hunter energy.
Yeah, I've not actually seen this woman in, I think, anything else, or maybe one other thing. It's Amy Madigan is the actor's name.
I've never heard of her.
Yeah. It's weird. This is the one thing I know her from, but there's a lot of actresses that have this vibe.
Sure.
And yeah, I get the Holly Hunter thing.
100%.
So one of the people they bring up in the PTA meeting is Terrence Mann.
Yeah, he's one of the authors who wrote one of the books that they're trying to ban.
Yeah, and he was basically ultra liberal, make a change.
He's a 60s activist.
But a pacifist.
Right.
Yeah, so he was a big voice in the 60s.
Yeah,
he
anti-war.
won a Pulitzer Prize.
Yep.
Ray gets it in his head. That's whose pain he has to ease. But he doesn't know why. So he, again, it's that going to the library and going on a hunt and looking through the microfiche.
Yeah.
And he figures out that
they said they don't know what is the connection to baseball.
Yeah, what does this have to do with baseball? And so he finds a bunch of connections where he grew up. And he said that he wanted to play baseball at Dodger Stadium. And
at the place where the Brooklyn Dodgers played.
Yeah, in Brooklyn. And he wanted to play on that field, and he never got to. And it broke his heart when they tore the building down and they moved to Los Angeles.
Right.
So he also wrote a short story about baseball that features a character with Ray's dad's name.
Yeah.
So it's his full name. I'm blanking on his last name at the moment, but John, whatever his name is. So it's just these weird coincidences. And he is convinced that he has to go to Boston and take this man to a baseball game because he hasn't been to a baseball game in like 40 years.
Right. And of course, this is the connection now infecting her because they both had a fucking dream.
Yes.
That they went to Fenway Park. They were in this section of the park.
Mm-hmm.
And
Eating a hot dog.
She even says, is Fenway the one with the big green thing in left
wall.
field? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's all, you can't go, we have bills, and we're going to lose the farm and everything. But then he says something that triggers that question, and they realize, yes, they both had the same dream, and she says, I'll help you back.
I was like, all right, fine. We'll make it work.
Yeah. So he goes to Boston.
Drives to Boston.
He drives in his VW bug. Or
VW
bus, excuse me.
Fucking hippie bus.
Yes.
With the McGovern bumper sticker on the back.
Yes, and a peace sticker in the front.
Yep.
Yeah, you loved the McGovern bumper, if that gives you an idea of how old this vehicle is.
Yeah.
And he just kind of goes around and somehow is able to find where he lives. He finds Terrence Mann.
Yeah, he goes into whatever this Jewish fish market is, I guess.
Yep, he lives in a little apartment upstairs, and we find out he's been like computer programming children's
he retired from his activism.
He doesn't write anymore.
It's decades later.
He hasn't written in almost 20 years.
Yep, he doesn't write anymore. He makes his living by writing software and writing educational things for kids.
Yep.
You know?
Yep, and he shows up to the door to a crotchety old man.
Yeah.
I love this scene because James Earl Jones is just like, are you stupid? What is wrong with you?
Yeah, and we glean from his crotchetiness that a lot of people from the 60s that grew up writing or reading his stuff have come to call on him.
They've made a crusade.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I want to come and talk to you saying, why aren't you doing this anymore? We're losing the battle, man. Why aren't you in this anymore in this fight?
You tell me the answers. Tell me the secrets. How do I be like you? And he's fed the hell up with it.
Yeah. And later we hear him talk about, you know what? I'm done with all the misery that came with the movement. They killed Dr. King. They killed Bobby.
Yep.
They killed the entire movement. Literally.
And he couldn't do it anymore.
I can't do this anymore. I'm done.
Yeah. And he walked away.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people probably did that.
Totally.
Yep. It was about this point in the movie where I realized there's two people in this movie from The Sandlot. Obviously, James Earl Jones appears at the very end, but also one of the other players that he brings back from the group of 8 White Sox players is the guy who plays Babe Ruth.
That's right.
Yeah. So there you go. Fun little nugget.
All right.
Baseball movie trivia.
Yep.
So yeah, he basically is berating this man and somehow or another convinces him, I just want to take you to Fenway Park. I just want to take you to a baseball game. I don't know why, but please just come with me. And he's like, you're just not going to leave me alone until I go.
Like, okay.
So he goes. And in the car, he explains to him apparently
he tells him everything
doing.
about the visions and the voice and the Shoeless Joe and everything.
And why he's here and what he's trying to do. And at the game, on the big scoreboard, he has a flash of a name. It says Archibald Moonlight Graham. And basically
Chisholm, Minnesota.
And some stats. Basically, he played one game.
One inning of one game.
In the majors.
Yeah.
So, of course, he hears another voice that says, go the distance. And he sees this on the board. And he's just like, what? Did you see that? See what? Well, we can go. I guess you didn't need to be here anymore.
Yeah.
You didn't need to be here.
I guess you didn't even need to come at all. I just needed to come to the game and blah, blah, blah.
Yep. So he says we can leave. So they leave. And he's just about to drive away. And Terrence Mann looks at him and says, who's Moonlight Graham?
Yep.
Because he did see it. And he doesn't understand it, which is why he didn't want to say anything.
He got super curious.
Yeah, curiosity is a powerful thing.
Yeah.
Especially something like that. When you've just spent an afternoon with a man who has, you're thinking is certifiable.
Yeah.
And then you seem to have a shared vision with him.
Right.
And you don't know what that's
about. And the other guy
about.
is saying the words that he just said.
Yeah, he says, go the distance.
Yeah.
So he knows he saw it, and he knows he heard it.
Yep.
And then he says, I guess we're going to Minnesota. And the two of them go on a road trip.
Yeah. They just leave without telling anyone.
Yeah.
Which we find out later he didn't even tell his family.
Which, of course, means he's missing, and he's in the papers listed as missing because he doesn't pick up his phone.
It's like, oh, I don't know how to explain this.
Okay, I want to have a thought about this.
All right.
And that just occurred to me. So, obviously, I'm going to jump ahead for a minute. At the end of the movie, he goes into the cornfield.
Yeah.
Do you think it's possible that he's been dead in his apartment, and that's why he's missing and he's not picking up the phone?
Oh, God.
Because the rest of this movie, there's a lot of improbable things that happen. He's a recluse. He is a loner. Nobody knows exactly where he lives. He just wants to be left alone.
We don't see him actually call his son.
Or his dad.
His dad?
He's calling his dad, yeah. Yeah, it says in the paper, like, his dad. But the reason I bring this up is, at the end of the movie, he's the one that goes into the field.
Right.
Do you think, from the point that he picks him up in Boston to the end of the movie, he's been dead the whole time?
Did Kevin Costner kill James Earl Jones?
I don't think he killed him, but I think there is room for interpretation here. And this is the first time I've watched this movie and had this thought. But I did always think at the end of the movie, he must be dying if he's going into the field because all the rest of them are dead.
Sure.
He's not coming back.
Right.
That's always been my assumption about that. But I'm extrapolating on that. Do you think he's dead the whole time?
He must be because he just disappears.
It's a thought.
Like the timeline of like when he's dead and when he's not, I don't really know.
And the only time we actually see James Earl Jones, quote, talk to somebody is when he orders a hot dog.
Yeah.
So maybe he's not
maybe
dead,
he just
but
did that for the joke. Maybe he actually died on the way.
I don't know.
I don't know.
But I'm just gonna play that game, like, for just to poke the bear a little bit.
Also, these are dead people just playing baseball. We can just let it go.
Right. So it's just that thing where it's like maybe he's been dead the whole time. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Yeah.
Thought I'd share that thought.
It is an interesting thought. But again, I think it's just, let's just let it lie the way it is.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, they go to Minnesota and they're looking
Fake town.
So Chisholm, Minnesota.
Not a thing.
Not a thing. I have to imagine they maybe could have filmed it somewhere in Minnesota.
So they didn't. I actually, when I got this disc, I always go through the
special features.
The special features, and I saw a thing entitled something to the effect of creating a town, Chisholm, Minnesota. And they go over how they made this particular town. They have the fucking banner up saying, hey, Centennials to Chisholm, Minnesota, and blah, blah, blah. No, this is a place in Illinois.
Okay.
Which is not too far from where Iowa City is.
No, they're right on the border of Iowa and Illinois, basically.
Yeah,
so
this is some small town in Illinois.
You could find 50 little towns like this.
That look identical.
Yeah,
totally.
This looked like 25 towns I've been to in this state.
100%.
So, yeah, they go, and they are asking around. We're looking for Archibald Graham.
And they go to the paper.
Because nobody knows who that is. And they find out, oh, that's Doc Graham, who died almost 20 years ago.
Right.
He died in 1972.
Yep.
So they're just kind of left stumped. Like, this was this sweet town doctor.
Yeah, they hear about all the good things that he did, and his baseball career didn't really take off, and blah blah blah. So he came back here and went back to school and became a doctor.
His dad was a doctor. He went into the family business.
Yep.
He would, give kids tickets to the baseball game.
He paid for glasses and milk and things for poor kids.
He was the quintessential town doctor.
Right.
And they describe him as just basically this wonderful man.
Yeah.
And James Earl Jones goes around and asks all the old timers in the bar.
That was great.
Tell me about him.
Oh, man.
Talk about it. And the
best thing in the world that you could do is just go up to one of these guys in real life and just start talking to him, because you will hear the best stories.
I should do that before too long, because there's not a lot of people left who knew our grandparents, but they exist.
Totally.
So if you want to know about your grandparents, you go talk to the people who knew them.
Yeah.
And the more time that passes, the harder that becomes. But I would be fascinated.
Yeah.
And we get like a nice story about how his wife loved the color blue.
Always wore blue.
Always wore blue. And the stores would buy items in blue, hats that were blue, because they knew that if he walked by and saw it, he would buy one for his wife. And when he passed away, there were about 20 hats in his office that he just hadn't given her yet. He hadn't gotten around to it. And it's just like, that is such a specific,
it's very
sweet character study. Like, I liked that. This is a really nice character in a movie.
Yeah.
And again, the fact that they got Burt Lancaster, I don't know much about his career, but I know this was a big deal. And he did really well in this.
Yeah.
He's a very soft-spoken, charismatic gentleman.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, and then they get the scene where, Kevin Costner meets up with him.
Yeah, he decides to go for a walk.
Yeah.
And he basically travels through time.
Right.
He travels through time into the early 70s.
71.
In Chisholm, Minnesota.
Yep. Where he looks at the license plate tag. It's like, oh, this expires in 72 or whatever it was. And he sees...
And they're showing The Godfather.
The Godfather. Brand new movie. The Godfather.
One of this year's best.
Right.
And there he is.
Walking down the street with his umbrella.
Moonlight, is Moonlight Graham.
Yeah.
And he just has like one scene with him. And he talks about how, he loves his life and how the majors wasn't for him. He knew he was going to get sent back down.
Yeah, I wouldn't change a thing about the way my life went. I did a lot of good. I became a doctor and healed a lot of people, helped a lot of people. Wouldn't change a thing. But Kevin Costner says, if you had a wish to do anything, what would it be? Because I might be able to help you out with that.
Yeah. And he gives a speech about baseball.
Yeah.
Another saccharine, beautiful, amazing, like, baseball's an incredible thing speech.
Yeah.
But he stays. He says, you need to come with me. I can make this happen. And he says, no. That part's behind me.
I can't do that now.
This is my town. I was born here. I've lived here, and I'm going to die here.
Yep.
And so he leaves.
And it's an honorable thing.
He's already... This old man has put baseball long behind him.
Sure.
And
he can still love it. He can still appreciate it.
Yes.
He has the longing for it that a lot of people do. But, he is, like you said, of an age that I can't get out there and hold a baseball. What are you thinking? So he leaves. So Kevin Costner and James Earl Jones are saying... They're going to be saying their goodbyes, but then he gets a call from his wife saying, "Oh, I had to give up the farm.
They're going to foreclose.
They're going to foreclose. I'm sorry. There's nothing I could do."
So, they say, well, I got to take him back to Boston first. Nope, I'm
James
coming
Earl
with you.
Jones says, "Nope, I'm coming to Iowa."
Another road trip. Which isn't that far from Minnesota.
No. Even if Chisholm is in the middle of nowhere, Minnesota, I kind of can tell where it's it's probably in like south central Minnesota.
I was going to say, it looks like every town in south central Minnesota.
Yeah, it's like 4 hours away. It's fine. You can do that in an afternoon.
And along the way, they pick up a hitchhiker.
Yep.
And it's a young man by the name of Archibald Graham. Archie Graham. So it is the old doctor as a young man hitchhiking on the side of the road.
I play baseball.
Golly gee, mister.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to a town, and I hear some places will give you a job so you can work during the day and play baseball at night.
Yeah.
Wide-eyed, grinning little boy.
Which, Betsy, you told me that this actor...
I had to point this out to you, yes.
I would have never known this unless you told me. He is Brett from Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
The guy
opening.
The guy who is eating the Big Kahuna burger at the very beginning of the movie. That gets ceremoniously shot a lot.
Wasted.
Yeah.
They waste him.
Yes.
Yes, he's been in a
biblical
lot of
fashion.
He's been in a lot of things in this kind of, bit player capacity, but that is definitely the thing you'd know him from.
Yep.
So yeah, they pick up a hitchhiker, they get back home, and of course, the players already know he's coming.
Right.
Oh, are you Graham?
Yeah.
Like, how do they know?
Yeah, go get warmed up.
Because magic, Trent. Magic
They're all
baseball.
magical dead people.
They're all magical dead people playing baseball in Iowa, and they've brought in an entire second team.
Right.
Because they got tired of having practice and they want to have an actual game.
Right.
And then, of course, Archie does the thing he said, I want to wink at the pitcher.
Yeah, right.
And winks at him, and he about gets nailed by a baseball.
Yeah. Twice.
Yeah, and, throughout this story, there's a lot of, one-on-one conversations. So, when they're about to get home, Terrence and Ray are having a conversation about his dad, Ray's dad, and the relationship, how it fell apart. Mm-hmm. And he basically told him something unforgivable.
Yeah.
And he said, I can't respect a man whose hero is a criminal.
Right.
Referencing Shula's Joy, even though he knew it wasn't true.
Right.
So he said a horrible thing to him, and then he left, and he died.
Yep.
And he never got a chance to take it back.
Yeah.
So this is basically his penance. He is trying to bring back his father's heroes.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we find the story. Mm-hmm. They're about to foreclose on the farm. His brother-in-law shows up. I like this little shot. So his brother-in-law can't see the players.
Yeah.
And he walks right across the field as they're throwing a pitch.
Yep. And then the batter gets all pissed off.
Right. And of course, that is real. You can't fake that in 1989.
Right.
Which means he just had to have nerves of steel while somebody's throwing a baseball at him repeatedly.
And a bat is very close to his face.
I guarantee you that man was hit by a ball while he was filming this. At least one take.
Yeah.
Because it's hard not to flinch. If something's coming at you and you know it's coming at you, you will flinch.
Rehearsal.
Yeah, and so he walks, just across the field. It's a weird touch. It's a weird little moment, but it makes a difference that he just does it with gusto because he can't see these people.
Yeah.
And it just adds, and it just adds to that.
Yeah.
And he just goes on a tangent, a speech, a rant. You're going to lose this farm. Sign this paper. You're going to lose the farm. And Karen, their little daughter, says, no, don't sell the farm.
No, this is what's going to happen. People are going to come. They're going to give you money. They're going to watch the game. And then that's it.
We're going to sell tickets. People are going to come. And then we get our third long speech about the love of baseball. Yeah. And Terrence stands up and he says, people will come. They will show up at your driveway and they won't know why. Mm-hmm. And they'll feel lost and confused. And they're going to pay the money because they just don't question it.
Yep.
And they're going to watch the game. And they're going to be, euphoria and nostalgia will be so thick they have to wave it out of their faces.
Right.
It's going to wash over them, all the memories.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like...
That one was just dripping with it.
Well, and he's an author, so of course you're going to get the big speech from him.
Sure.
But yeah, he just gives this epic speech about baseball. And again, if you're not getting emotional by this point of the movie, then you must really hate baseball. Yeah. You don't have to love baseball to like this movie and understand what they're talking about.
Yes.
And at this point, he says no. His brother-in-law loses his shit. And they basically have kind of a fight, a physical thing.
Well, he says, you're ruining your daughter's life, and he grabs the kid.
Yeah.
And Kevin Costner just gets up and says, get your hands off my daughter, and blah, blah, blah. And the kid falls. Not a very far distance.
No.
But she falls and is unconscious.
Yes. And she's basically not breathing. And they're about to call the medic when we see Archie Graham out on the field.
Yeah.
And he starts running. Because, again, his dad was a doctor. He at least has some inkling, even as a young man, of what to do.
Yeah.
But there's a threshold.
Yep.
There is a white line in the dirt.
That none of the players can cross.
And they know that they can't leave this place. But he does it. And the second he does, he becomes the doctor again.
Yep.
So
And that's where the brother also sees this happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we find out his daughter is choking on a piece of hot dog.
Yep.
So
you're fine. Just slap you on the back a couple of times.
He gets it out of her. She's okay. But he can't go back.
Yeah,
so
once he left, he cannot go back. That's his choice. He chose to become a doctor, and he was okay with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he says again, it's fine. It's okay. Mm-hmm. It's okay.
I can still like baseball without playing it.
Yep. And he goes and he disappears off into the sunset.
Yeah.
Yeah. At which point, like you said, suddenly her brother can see the players.
Yeah.
It took that for him to snap out of it.
Where'd all these players come from?
You can't sell the farm. You have to keep the farm. We got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
You can't sell the farm. And they all decide to hang it up for the day. We've had a pretty eventful day. They all decide to leave. But then Shoeless Joe says, Terry, do you want to come with us? Mm-hmm. He gets invited. And this is why I think he either, if he isn't already dead, by entering there, he was going to die and this is how he dies. Like
Sure.
Basically they just take him.
Right.
That's my interpretation of it.
Yeah. I don't want to get too far into that because there's no answers to that, so there's no point in in diving into it that much. But yeah, I believe that he was at least going to die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was older than these two.
Yep.
He's just been, living a quiet life. Mm-hmm. It's not unheard of for people to die just at random in their 50s.
Sure.
So, anyway, he goes, and on his way he says, I'll write about it.
Right. He's
going to
write
come
another
back
book.
and I'm going to write about it, which he hasn't done. But basically, he's been inspired.
Right.
He's come back to life.
And Kevin Costner is like pissed off.
He's
like,
indignant about it.
Why aren't you inviting me? I did all this stuff. What?
I did it for you.
I did it for you.
What's in it for me?
But I never once asked what's in it for me.
Well, what are you asking me? What's in it for me?
Right.
But at this point, we find out what's in it for him.
Yeah.
Because the catcher is his dad.
Yeah.
At which point, and I'm going to tell you, this is the first time this has happened in my adult life, I was getting emotional. About
the dad?
This whole sequence. His dad is back. He basically gets to introduce his dad to his wife and his daughter.
Sure.
They have some words. He never got to see him as a young man. You said it yourself. And
Yep.
he's just like, what do I say? What do I do?
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, Dad, do you want to have a catch?
Uh-huh.
And he plays catch with his dad as the sun goes down.
Uh-huh.
And then there's that last shot of the movie where all the cars are pulling in.
Right, which I think was a really, really great scene because that's all real.
Yes.
That's what cars at night in the middle of nowhere look like.
Did you watch the special features for this? Because I have seen some of them.
I haven't, no.
Yes, they really did this. Basically, they had hundreds of extras.
Mm-hmm.
They flyered the area and said, we need hundreds of cars.
Yep.
Show up in the afternoon. They all had to line up by about 4:00, and they had miles of cars.
Yeah.
And they had like entertainment and food, and they really only got a couple takes at this because you have so much time with the light. It's
when the light
dark
is
enough, but not too dark.
Yep.
And so the first cars are actually moving, but what they found was you couldn't tell the difference that far away. Plus, there was nowhere for the cars to go.
Yeah.
So all the cars are just flashing their lights. But because there's so many of them and they're so far away, it gives the illusion that they're moving.
Okay.
It's a weird little movie trick.
All right.
But they genuinely had a whole afternoon of fun and games, and then they said, we're going to film this scene. And that line that goes all the way the fuck out there, like literally miles, that is real.
That's
they
what it
just
looks
got
like.
Extra people in their cars, their own vehicles, to sit and film a movie for an afternoon.
That was a cool ending to that.
But yeah, this movie is a nice movie.
Yeah.
It's a sweet movie.
Right. And
it doesn't have to make sense.
No. And I don't really get down with movies that are like super saccharine and like I'm trying to get you to cry and try to get the emotional reaction out of you. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
And it didn't really do it for me this time.
Okay. I'm
not that romantic about baseball. I never have been. I like baseball. It's fine. But, the whole, can I play catch with you, Dad? Is gonna make a lot of, like, fathers choke up.
Why do you think a lot of dads like this?
Yeah.
Oh, my dad likes this one. I'm sure your dad likes this movie.
It's the joke about, there is, like, a handful of movies that it's okay for guys to cry at. Rudy and the end of Old Yeller, or all like those kinds of movies.
Yes, and Field of Dreams.
And Field of Dreams, yes.
Exactly. So any other thoughts about this one? I'm glad you liked it.
I did like it.
I hate when a movie like this goes on for so long, it exists for so long, and by the time you get to it, it's like,
It's like, oh, that's it?
Yeah, that's it.
That sucked.
Yeah, when it's underwhelming. So I appreciate when you at least like it.
Yeah. You know, I mentioned the scenes that I liked. I liked the PTA meeting. I liked the bus, the VW hippie bus. The music was great. Going to Fenway was cool. So I am a fan of teams that are like small market teams. Mm-hmm. I don't follow a lot of sports, but the ones that I root for always come from small markets.
Yeah.
And the ones that
Go Browns.
Go Browns. Well, hey, go Packers.
First
go Browns.
Packers.
Go Buffalo.
Yeah.
When it comes to the NFL. Small market teams are my bread and butter. And that translates to every sport out there. So a team like the Red Sox has that kind of feel to it, I think.
They've been that for a long time anyway.
Yeah, Fenway is like a working class kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. The Red Sox in Boston, there's a lot of like blue collar people who live in Boston. It isn't just a bunch of uppity city people.
Right.
It's really not. So Boston has that kind of feel to it. New York will never have that. LA will never have that. It's all these smaller cities, smaller towns.
Yeah, why do you think everyone hates the Yankees? They've been buying wins forever.
Exactly. Exactly.
That is a city team.
Which, speaking of a baseball movie, Moneyball is another great movie. Mm-hmm. And it's about the Oakland A's and like has the smallest salary that you could pay players out of every other team in the league. And by the end of the movie, they won more games with less money than the New York Yankees did.
Yeah.
And the Yankees had to pay X amount of $1 million, and you only did it for this much. And that's why I want to hire you to be the
to Red Sox.
Yeah, to be the manager of the Red Sox.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We could watch so many baseball movies.
There's so many. I love Moneyball. I like baseball movies in general.
Well, another one that Kevin Costner did was Bull Durham, and I've seen it once, I think, and I do not remember it.
I've never seen that.
Yep. We'll get to it one day.
Then we'll watch Tin Cup.
There you go.
I think I've seen Tin Cup.
Golf movie.
I think I've seen Tin Cup. There's a lot of golf movies.
There's not as many as you think, but until you start thinking about it and go, oh, I can actually name quite a few.
Yep, that's what I'm saying.
What was the thing I said about Bagger Vance a few months ago?
Oh, that's right.
I can't remember. Oh, yeah. That's a golf movie.
Yeah. Barely.
But there we have it. That's Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams. I'll say it again. I like Kevin Costner. I'm not a huge fan, but the kinds of movies that he does in this vein are just... They don't go over the line for me.
Okay.
And go into like the saccharine kind of like trying to elicit emotions that maybe shouldn't be there.
Like they're trying, but they're not trying.
Right.
Like if you get there, then they've done their job.
Yeah. You have the one moment of him and his dad, and that's enough. Yeah. That's okay. That's how you end the movie. You earned that. Mm-hmm. But the rest, I'm okay with. I like this movie. I really do. But yeah. Field of Dreams, Betsy.
There we go.
So that's the end of this one. And it is very much a different tone from where we just came from, movie-wise, episode-wise.
This is different than Showgirls?
Showgirls and Basic Instinct and 50 Shades and Wild Things.
Oh, boy.
And we want to just touch on this one time here before we leave. We got a couple of emails from Stephanie that I want to cover all at the same time here because it's about all four movies.
It's a thread.
Yes. So let's start with Wild Things. She sent this one, and then she sent another one about all three of them, about the rest of them. So we're going to cover Wild Things first. I have not seen this one, nor do I want to. I have watched a good chunk of what they would call what they would consider trash movies. Not sure if this is my favorite, but another one I have seen is Tremors, another Kevo Bako classic. If you are looking for some sexier trash, there is Swim Fan or Cruel Intentions. We talked about Swim Fan.
Yep. And
I've seen it.
And I've not seen Swim Fan, but we've seen Cruel Intentions.
We both have seen Cruel Intentions. And I really like Cruel Intentions. Yeah. Swim Fan, not so much. Okay. And I talked about that during one of those episodes. To the next one, entitled Smut Series. I really want to watch Basic Instinct now. Great episode, guys.
You should.
Yeah,
it's
you
awesome.
really should. And I don't think us like talking about it ruins the movie whatsoever. I think the tenseness of it, the mystery of it, you're not going to get spoiled.
No, we can't describe the movie to do it justice.
It's all the acting. Like, the acting is what's great about that.
And the music and the
mood.
The way it's edited. Yeah.
How everything is shot. Yeah.
Solid movie.
So great. She continues, I think I watched 50 Shades, but not very much stuck with me.
You know, the fact that you don't even remember if you watched something is always a giveaway that it's probably not very good.
Yeah.
I've had a few of those.
I put on movies or like we were in a hotel or something and put something on the TV, threw on HBO. It's like, oh, shit, I think I have seen this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen this. Wait, no, I have.
Right.
Something triggers your memory.
Mm-hmm. All right. She says, I will never watch Showgirls, so thanks for explaining it to me so I don't have to.
Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. Yeah. I kind of wish I hadn't, but here we are on the other side.
We had to do it eventually, Betsy. We were gonna do it.
Because you were like, if I had to see it, then you have to see it. It's like chain letters. I have to get 3 people to watch this movie or I'm cursed forever.
Right. Oh. Yeah, that's a movie I never want to see again.
I'm quite okay with that.
Yeah.
We'll find some other smut to watch.
Well, maybe she'll make a suggestion here. Magic Mike was not very good.
True.
It was like 2 different movies. One where there are stripping and everything is fun.
Yes.
And another where Channing Tatum is moping around.
Yes.
XXL got rid of the moping and kept the fun. They probably just listened to the audience. It's like, I didn't want this fucking like hardcore kind of a
I don't care if the stripper has feelings.
Right. That's a good line.
That's genuinely the entire sequel. It's like, okay, we hear you and we understand.
I feel like those movies are just an excuse for women to be the chauvinistic ones.
Fact.
Yeah.
Fact. People forget because everybody thinks that women have to be this, the softer sex, the fairer
prim and
sex,
proper.
prim and proper. No, I know some raunchy women.
Oh yeah,
who would love to grind up on some strippers.
Hey, guess what, guys? Women get horny too.
dollar bills, yeah.
Yeah. So I get it.
I'm going to put a pin in this one. Magic Mike XXL.
You're just going to skip the first one?
I'm just going to skip the first one.
Oh, fuck that.
Or we'll just fast forward through the boring parts.
You mean the stripping?
No, that's the good stuff.
All right, let's finish this up, Betsy. She said, got rid of the moping and kept the fun. I think Trent would appreciate the humor. All right. I'm with you. I know Betsy appreciates it because we watched it together.
We did.
Whoops.
We went to the theater for both of those movies.
Oh, boy.
It was delightful.
I was not invited. I don't think I wanted to go.
Yeah, we were together when that came out, but
we were.
You didn't need to be there for that.
No.
That was ladies' night.
No. I don't think I would have even wanted to go to it, even if I thought it was going to be great, because I don't really need to. I have a big thing about people making noise in movie theaters.
There was some noise. Yes, there was a lot of hooting and hollering.
I don't like it. I don't care what it is. Just no.
So what you're saying is I should never take you to something like Rocky Horror where that's literally part of the show?
That's different. That's different.
If you know the intention is to
my
yell.
dream is to be in a theater with nobody else in there.
We're going to get there.
We've never had it happen, though.
How
many movies have we been to?
We've been close.
Yeah.
I think we've been like one of 5 or something.
Yeah, I think there was one time where like the preview started, the trailer started, and we were the only people in there. And then this fucking guy comes strolling in there by himself. How dare you ruin my dream?
Yeah, I've never been the only person, but I've been one of 2.
Okay. Yeah. That
one day, Trent. One day.
One day it'll happen, but we never go to see movies like during the day. That's about the only time we can do that. You
got to do it either really early or better yet, really late. If you do like a 9 o'clock movie that's been out forever on the last night it's showing, that's how you raise the odds that you will end up being the only people there.
I suppose.
So it's just a numbers game. We'll figure it out.
One day we'll get there. But that's going to be the end of the show. If you want to reach out and talk about baseball movies, football movies, hockey movies,
or slutty, smutty movies,
or badminton, email us at neverseenitpod@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter, neverseenit_pod. We just couldn't get that. We can't get the same names everywhere, Betsy. I tried. It's all gone. Whatever. Anyway, if you want to support the show, throw us some money so that we can go out and buy some popcorn, buy a hot dog.
So we don't have to become strippers and have you throw money at us that way.
You can do that too. I'll take money however you want to give it to me. I'll wear a G-string, whatever.
No, you won't.
No, I won't. You can click the link in the podcast description so that you don't have to see that. And throw some money that way. But yeah, that's the end of the show, Betsy. We will be back next time with another episode of Never Seen It.
Yay!
Bye-bye.